Look how gorgeous this is. I was just playing around with an idea that I had, and I wanted to see if it would work, and boy, did it ever. Isn't this gorgeous? This is resin and alcohol ink, and I'm going to try to recreate this look on a stemless wine glass, so stick around. Let's get started. All right, these are clean. Price tags off. You can probably see some other projects in the background. I'm going to go ahead and plug in my heat gun. I do not leave it plugged in when I'm not using it because that's just not safe. And I have my doors and windows open. I need to get my tumbler turning in the right direction. I want it to go that way. There we go. There we go. All right, I'm going to put a thin coat on the bottom part of my glass. I'm not going to go all the way to the rim, but I'm going to stop probably 3 fingers from the top. I don't know if that's maybe 1.5 inches. It's a little bit, you know, not my normal. Let me show you another glass. This is another, it's a very similar in method, but a very similar look to this one that I did the other day that I did not film. I was just kind of experimenting with some different colors. Yeah, I didn't film this one, but so I'm going to be using this sapphire blue alcohol ink from Pinata. Yeah, it's a Pinata, really, really pretty sapphire blue. And then Pinata Blanco that I purchased in a 4-ounce container, but I put it in a small dropper that comes with it. It's really nice that it comes with it. And then my Blanco. And then I have some plain alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, 91% in another dropper bottle. And let me make sure I don't have any boogers in this. Because sometimes these get plugged up, and you'll see why they get plugged up in a minute. Oh, that one's good. Okay. No boogers. All right, I'm going to put a thin coat and do this part first. I've mixed up 30 milliliters because I don't need as much since I'm not going to be putting resin on the entire glass. I'm not putting a super thick layer on these. I mean, it's generous. I'm being generous with the resin. And I could have mixed up 40 just in case, because normally I use 10 milliliters per glass, but we're not going all the way to the top. And if I had mixed too much, I could have just gone in with a little mold and put the resin into a little turtle mold or something, but I didn't want to do that today. Just using up all the resin in the cup. There's no sense in wasting. Okay. Take off this glove. Might need it for this next step. I am gonna just pop some heat on it with my heat gun. I'm gonna do one side at a time because I want to pop bubbles, but I also want to heat my resin up a little bit. All right, so this might seem a little bit strange, But what I'm going to do is I am going to kind of go at an angle so I can see where the top of the resin is. But I'm going to drop some clear alcohol on the very edge of where my resin is, and then I'm going to drop the color right on top of that. Ugh, can't get it to come out. There we go. And it just takes a little bit of practice. You see, I didn't even hit. There we go. So what I'm trying to do is get a good line of the color right at the tip of the resin, but it's so hard to see. I think I got it. Just add some more for good measure. But I don't know, this just seems to kind of creates more of a wispy effect. It allows the color to really run, and it's given me a cloudy, really cloudy, wispy effect rather than, see right there too. And what, so if you just drop a piece of alcohol ink, see, it doesn't run, it just kind of blobs there. But this is giving, the alcohol is kind of like greasing the resin and allows that color to run more. And I'm not unhappy with that, but so we're using a little, I'm using a little bit more alcohol, like pure alcohol, than a normal alcohol ink method on a glass, but it's just so beautiful. And then watch what happens when I add this blue. Look at that. It gives us the ability to create these patterns. Look at that. That is just so gorgeous. Oops, did that backwards, didn't I? So you're it's almost like you're tag teaming with the alcohol along with the color. And you can really just keep adding until you're happy with the look. Made a mess on that one. And then you can also, need a little bit more white there. You can also use the alcohol, just the alcohol, to kind of break up any of the colors if you need, like just kind of spray it on there like that. And you're just gonna keep adding until you're happy. And you want to be careful how much you add. Like, you don't want to douse it with alcohol, because that's going to affect the, you know, how the resin cures, but the alcohol does evaporate really quickly and it leaves the color behind. That is just so flippin' gorgeous. I like leading with the white and then adding the blue. It just seems to work a little bit better for the look that I want. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And you're just kind of letting the alcohol do its thing. Probably have a little bit too much alcohol in this one. I probably added a little bit too much. But it will evaporate. Now I do have some alcohol ink that kind of crept onto the glass itself, but I'm going to take care of that when I clean up the rim. Just want to get some white up there. And kind of draw on with it too. Yeah. I think I'll just a little bit of alcohol on it. And just let it bloom away. All right, so I'm just going to leave these, let these turn, and come back in a little bit. I need my tips. Come back in a little bit. See what we have. These are going to be gorgeous. Gorgeous. These are absolutely phenomenal. Oh, I wish I had put a little bit more on the bottom. Look at that. Yeah, these are super. Probably need to maybe not use as much alcohol to it's not really, I mean, it doesn't really hurt anything. If you add gobs of it mixed in with the resin, it's definitely definitely going to affect the way that the resin cures. But what I'm going to do now is just wipe off any of the alcohol ink that maybe didn't make it to where I had the resin. I sort of couldn't really tell where that resin line was. So I'm just going to give this a quick wipe, and that's really, really easy to do. Super duper happy. I've got some more experimenting to do, I think, just to get the ratio down for alcohol, but so pretty and so much easier than putting heat on it. Wow. So these are going in my next booth for sure. Thanks for watching. Give it a try.